That's Tracy and Nurse Veronica.
We are no longer to wrestle men anymore.
With the ruling 2 weeks ago.
That's right. What?
What's Lollipop doing?
Lollipop?
That's April Pennington.
April Pennington.
And they're going to accept the challenge.
What in the world's going on?
Let them fight is what they're screaming. But Black Shirt Security has come out to separate them.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but he's hard-fighting him.
He's got it. Just incredible. Kicked off.
Yeah, he doesn't care about wins or losses. This is about exacting some revenge.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, the tombstone pile driver. Head first into the steel chain. Good God.
There ain't gonna be no rematch, Jeff. Let me just tell you one thing. The name of this show is Total Nonstop Action.
Amen. Here we go. Let's see some of that action.
Just tore right out of
He
him.
clotheslined him right out of the chair.
Wait a minute.
Now, who is this? Right out of the crowd. That's Joe Legend with wins over Edge, over Christian, over Rhino, and leaving his mark here in his TNA debut. Wait a minute, who's this?
Oh, that's the champion, AJ Styles. Oh, my God.
Oh,
What a smash today.
Legend holds Jericho down. Styles with the trash can shot to the head. Oh no.
Oh, man, what's he going to do?
Sets him up with a style crash and plants him. And now AJ uses the tape. No way! Russo with the big, no! Oh God! Legend has got the bag. No! Got him! Enough is enough!
Stop this.
Ain't gonna be no rematch.
What an impact this man! Legend has had here in his TNA debut.
Is he spitting up blood?
He is. Jeff Jarrett is spitting up blood in the ring. Why did they hit him in the stomach, unprotected, with the baseball bat? This is sick beyond sick.
No!
Damn you, Russo! No! Depot, I didn't know Depot! What? Depot's here! There goes Trinity! The teacher sends the student in. Sky high power bomb! Get Russo! Oh no! What the hell are the red shirt security doing out here?
10 days and your run as champ is over. Is over.
Welcome to TNA Xplosion, everybody. Jeremy Borash along with the Professor Mike Tenay, and things are heating up in NWA Total Nonstop Action. No doubt about it. On the program today, Mike Tenay sits down with part 2 of our interview with Sting. AJ Styles defended the title this last Wednesday night against D'Lo Brown, and a controversial ending to that. Do we have a new world champion? Find out at the end of the broadcast today. And Mike, what an interesting turn of events we've seen. We saw it just moments ago in the video package. Legend made a huge impact last week, and it made an even bigger impact this week against Jeff Jarrett.
What an incredible debut that Legend made 2 weeks ago here on TNA, and he certainly followed that up this past Wednesday once again. I think it's no surprise to anyone that we finally have found out for certain that he is aligned with Vince Russo.
Well, let's take a look at what happened this last Wednesday night when Jeff Jarrett squared off with Vince Russo and Legend, and what became of Jeff Jarrett as a result.
Here is the chosen one, Jeff Jarrett.
Well, I was going to talk about what an impactful debut that man Legend made 1 week ago on this program, saving Vince Russo from the Jeff Jarrett attack. And
Wait a minute here.
this is hilarious.
Vince Russo and his Jeff Jarrett's impersonation. Nice outfit. Mike, where can we get one of those?
This is sick. Absolute lack of respect for Jeff Jarrett. Yeah, especially on the heels of what these jerks did last week with the baseball bat attack.
Talk about rubbing salt in the wounds.
All right, listen up, slap nuts. I got all the
Yeah!
And look at that, he's dressed to wrestle.
I guess Russo and Legend didn't see him come in.
And I guess he's not going to listen to those doctor's orders that advised him not to wrestle tonight.
What a kick there by Jarrett, and he just sent him out of the ring. Well, you got to give that to look, you can see the pain on Jarrett's face. Trying to somehow mask the pain and forget about it, but he can't.
Trying to fight through that pain. Chair shot to the back by Legend, who is dragging Jarrett by the hair.
Oh, somehow, I don't know how Legend got the momentum back after that fall he took. But Jarrett's still fighting back.
Jarrett not to be denied.
Holy
Repeated
cow.
rights, and he's got a chair again.
How many? Oh, I'll tell you what, Legend's taking some chair shots right here behind us, Mike. Be careful. The kick by Legend right into the groin area there of.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
He's got Jarrett's head wedged in between those. Oh, the safety rail. And he came with all of his force with the boot and kicked the head of Jarrett. I mean, there's no place for the head to go.
There's
no place for it to move.
He's already got his midsection. Oh, Jarrett is just bloodied.
God, he's splitting wide open. Jesus, Jarrett has been split wide open, and Legend continues the assault.
Somebody come out here and stop this. And Jarrett is now getting pummeled. Legend just having his way right here. Oh, man. Oh,
God.
look at that.
God, he just won't stop.
Oh, this rivalry between Russo and Jarrett is gone beyond anything I've ever seen.
Come on, this is beyond the point of trying to embarrass somebody.
He's trying, but the pain, look at him, he's everything.
And
He did it!
how did he do it? Reversal by Jarrett.
How what he did, the stroke right into the chair! Payback!
We want payback. Exactly what we want. This is what happened to Jarrett a week ago when they used the tape to tape him and he was defenseless.
It's gonna do it! The bat's right there in the corner! He's got it in his hand! Here it goes!
Jarrett's got the... Oh, no, here comes Russo.
Russo credit for coming out there and the guy's got a bat in his hand!
Repeated baseball bat shots by Jarrett. Is he gonna go for the figure four? Yes! He's gonna lock the figure four on Russo. There it is. Legend. Legend through. Oh, man. Broke through the tape and then the guitar shot delivered to the head of Jarrett. Oh, no, with fighting Legend, but he's defenseless
Get out
again.
here, security, somebody!
God.
Not again! Not again!
To the already damaged ribs of Jarrett.
Keep coming! Keep coming! Keep coming! No!
Finally, Mike! Finally!
Red shirt security, black shirt security, referees have hit the ring.
Finally! Oh, there's Jeff's father, Jerry Jarrett out here.
Obviously, the serious nature of this situation has caused Jeff's dad, Jerry Jarrett, to come and check on the condition.
It's the most exciting 2 hours on television. NWA Total Non-Stop Action Wrestling. Witness these incredible athletes take professional wrestling to a whole new level. You're not going to see this kind of action anywhere else. Order NWA Total Non-Stop Action live every Wednesday night.
That's amazing!
Exclusively on pay-per-view.
The opening contest for TNA Xplosion is scheduled for one fall. Making their way to the ring, the team of Andy Douglas and Chase Stevens, the Natural.
In the world of independent wrestling, the USA Heavyweight Championship Wrestling Organization has seen some tremendous talent as of late, and this tag team matchup for Xplosion is going to bring together the top 2 rival teams from that USA Championship promotion. Already in the ring, the Naturals, Andy Douglas and Chase Stevens.
And their opponents, the team of Chris Vaughn and Rick Santel, Risky Business.
And here comes Risky Business to the ring, not waiting even for the opening bell. And as we mentioned just seconds ago, these 2 teams that have been feuding in this USA Championship Wrestling organization based in Nashville, Tennessee, have an opportunity, Don West, to settle that grudge, settle that rivalry on Xplosion this week.
I'll tell you what, Mike, this match is so important to both teams. Not only does it strengthen the rivalry they have every weekend in USA Wrestling, it's their chance here to prove to TNA that they belong, and they are going to pull out all the stops tonight, Mike.
Great double D move by Risky Business in the opening minute of the match. Santel goes for the pin, gets just a 2 count, comes right back and answers with a tremendous kick that takes down Chase Stevens. You remember him from the Hot Shots tag team. And off the top with a double sledge is Chris Vaughn.
I'm going to tell you something about this match, Mike. These guys go full speed ahead the entire time. I've got the pleasure of seeing them a couple of times in USA Wrestling live, and I'm telling you what, it is always a main event.
You might recall it was several months ago when I discussed about the future of professional wrestling.
That's right.
And the pin attempt here by Douglas gains him a 2 count on Chris Vaughn. The future of professional wrestling being Chris Vaughn and Rick Santel. And this is what I'm so proud of, these 2 young kids who work behind the scenes at NWA TNA, who also work security. And they're doing everything that it takes to make their way to the big time, to get on the pay-per-view portion of our TNA broadcast every Wednesday. And like you mentioned, the winning team in this tag team match takes a huge step towards possibly becoming regulars on TNA.
Oh, and I'll tell you what, the tag team division's wide open at TNA, and these are a couple of good ones right here. Chase Stevens, of course, like what you talked about, we've seen so many times before as a part of the Hot Shots, but he has an incredible rapport with Andy Douglas, and they have become an incredible team, Mike.
And look at Chase Stevens in the corner with the assault on Chris Vaughn. You know, Chase Stevens last night was the winner of a tournament where he became the U.S. heavyweight champion. So we're talking about the cream of the crop in that independent group that's based in Nashville, Tennessee, and trying to take that next big step. And now the double team in the corner from the Naturals.
Rudy Charles is not aware of what's going on behind him there, as Douglas taking the tape off the wrist there and just choking Rick Vaughn.
Off the suplex, the quick float over in the pin attempt for a 2 count by Stevens on Vaughn.
Oh, what a way to start off Xplosion, Mike.
And what a big pay-per-view event we have upcoming this Wednesday, July the 16th. Yes, Raven is going to be back. Last man standing match, just incredible. And Jerry Lynn, so much more to talk about. We'll bring you the details on that big show for July the 16th as Rick Santel comes into the ring, makes the save at the last split second as Chris Vaughn is able to avoid the pin, but Make-A-Wish move that time by the Naturals team of Andy Douglas and Chase Stevens, and I think it's imperative at this point that Chris Vaughn get to the corner and get the fresh man, Rick Santel, into the battle. Another pin attempt here.
Douglas and Stevens have just taken control of this match, Mike. Taking control. Speaking of next week in tag teams, we're going to get to see Shark Boy and New Jack
Wrestling's Odd Couple
together. The Odd Couple.
And they are going to be facing Big Ron and Heavy D. That's right, New Jack and Shark Boy against the Harris Brothers. And the Harris Brothers, are they ever PO'd after they've been embarrassed by Shark Boy in the last couple of weeks?
Well, they thought they demasked him, and to their surprise, another mask was lurking behind it.
He had a plan.
That's right.
Vaughn lifting his opponent to the corner, and tag is into Santel, but referee Rudy Charles did not see the tag.
And all to Santel's dismay, it's not going to do him any good, Mike.
And a double team from the Naturals as Douglas and Stevens just having their way with Chris Vaughn.
Chase Stevens taunting the crowd. Vaughn, you can see looking over there. He knows where Santel is. Just getting there is the problem.
Momentum in this
momentum
matchup saw Risky Business in charge in the opening minute, but since that point, it's been all the Naturals as Douglas and Stevens have gone back to the tag team basics and are making Chris Vaughn pay. Crowd behind Risky Business.
Oh, look at that! Great move by Vaughn!
Cheering on Vaughn, who plants the face
Looks like
of
it
Chase
cost him,
Stevens
too.
to the canvas, to the corner. He needs to get the tag in. He's reaching across.
Stevens looking to get Douglas. See who can make the tag first. Is going to have a definite advantage. Oh, great move there by
cut him off.
Stevens. Great move by Chase Stevens.
Stevens hooked the leg of Vaughn.
Oh! That's called a counter right there, Mike.
Left himself wide open for the enziguri kick, which was delivered on the button by Vaughn. Now Vaughn again extending the arm.
Oh.
And again, we see that Stevens is there to cut off the attempt at the tag, the roll-up, the 2 count, and they got the pin!
What a move.
Well, these 2 young tag teams that have been rivals in USA Championship Wrestling, they bring it to TNA. And in the end, it's the team of Risky Business. Chris Vaughn on the left, Rick Santel on the right to score the win on Xplosion.
TNA Wrestling can be seen live as it happens exclusively on pay-per-view. We show you things on Xplosion. We show you a little bit, but there is no way that we can fit everything that happens into this 1-hour broadcast. 2 straight hours of total nonstop action comes your way live every Wednesday night on pay-per-view. And, of course, we'd like to show you a lot of things here on Xplosion, but to really get what's going on in TNA, you got to get the pay-per-view every Wednesday night, Mike.
Almost as if Xplosion whets your appetite for the big Wednesday pay-per-view featuring all the stars of the National Wrestling Alliance and total nonstop action. And one of those people that we want to talk about is being referred to these days as a hardcore legend. JB, if you think back through the history of wrestling, very few people deserve that name. Well, hardcore legend is certainly appropriate when it comes to discussing the winner of our recent Hard 10 tournament, and it was this past Wednesday when we had the presentation of the Hard 10 Cup to the Sandman.
Let's take a look back at what happened this last Wednesday night when Sandman was to receive the Hard 10 Cup and what happened during this ceremony.
Sandman, you did it. You not only survived that Hard 10 tournament, you thrived because last week you defeated New Jack, and congratulations. The Hard 10 Cup is yours. How does it feel to be the first ever Hard 10 champion?
I'm hurting.
I can see that. I've got to ask you this. What plans do you have for the Hard 10 Cup? Is this one going to go maybe on the mantle above the fireplace?
Hey, there's only one thing that I think that this cup should be doing, and that's having a beer drank out of it.
And the crowd agrees. How appropriate. And one thing about that cup, it'll hold quite a few beers.
Who else wants some?
Celebration time! Here at the Asylum. Who wants to join the Sandman in the celebration?
Sandman doing his patented share the beer with everybody. Hey, it's his cup. He can do with it what he wants. As the crowd loves it.
Well, we know one thing. That's at least a 40-ounce cup.
I was going to say, it took 3 beers easily. Mike, how come you didn't partake in with the Sandman?
I'll tell you what, we'll do that post-show tonight.
It's a good thing you didn't walk over here then. Before you would have told me that.
Wait a minute.
Excuse me.
What the hell? Who is this?
What in the world? Who's this big bruiser in the suit in the ring?
Oh, I know this guy. That's Don Callis. That was Cyrus in ECW.
Oh, look at the beating this big guy is putting.
Well, Sandman, it seems like you're still the same pathetic, drunken piece of garbage you were the last time I saw you.
They were both in ECW.
You just don't get it, do you? Well, let me introduce to you the 500-pound animal who just squashed you like a bum in the street that you are. Ladies and gentlemen, this is 500 pounds of Edward Chastain.
Edward Chastain. It's Mr. Chastain to you and I.
Sandman, you just don't get it. Hardcore wrestling in this company, over. Your little run with this pathetic cup, over. And it gives me great pleasure to announce that once and for all, your God-forsaken career is over. It's over for you. Go back to the streets where you belong, in the gutter, you stinking degenerate. Whoa, big man, big man, big man. Let's try to act a little bit corporate here. I've got a much, much better use for that garbage can.
Check this out. He's putting rubber gloves on. Doesn't want to soil his hands.
Crowd voicing their opinion of this situation. As Mr. Chastain puts the boots to Sandman.
Wow.
You see, hardcore wrestling and this disgusting, filthy cup trophy are just like you, Sandman. Garbage.
Wow. Don Callis and 500-pound Edward Chastain making their mark.
It's the most exciting 2 hours on television. NWA Total Non-Stop Action Wrestling. Witness these incredible athletes take professional wrestling to a whole new level. You're not going to see this kind of action anywhere else. Order NWA Total Non-Stop Action live every Wednesday night.
That's amazing!
Exclusively on pay-per-view.
This is TNA Weekday Update with 3 live crew. The news with B. Jizzle. With the sports, K. Diddle. And the weather with the suntan Superman.
Good evening. Welcome to TNA Weekday Update. Our top story tonight. Shut the hell up. You're scratching over there. It's like a typewriter, supposedly. Our top story tonight. President Bush returning from his trip to Africa. He's still debating on whether to send troops into Liberia or not. And apparently, African food does not agree with the president. He was quoted at a press conference today at the White House as saying, and I quote, "I've got the drizzles, my nizzles," end quote.
That's what the president said?
My chizzles, my... He's got the drizzles. It's on your paper, too. Anyway, let's go to sports. Sports with Charles Ashcroft. K. Diddle in the middle. What's going on in the world of sports?
Yo, Sammy Sosa was found with cork in one of his bats. And in related news, Glenn Gilberti was found with a sock in his trunks.
Oh, no.
You knew about that, right?
I saw it.
Yo, the Kobe Bryant alleged sex scandal making headlines this past week. Rumors that the 19-year-old in question is Juventud Guerrera are completely unfounded.
They're unfounded. Juventud is not 19, he's 20 years old. And the man's dating, you know he's dating.
Kid Romeo.
Kid Romeo.
Yeah, right.
That's no news.
That's what I heard.
Anyway, Dusty Baker, in a related story somewhat, the Cubs manager was also quoted as saying that white people weren't as adept to playing in the heat as, say, blacks and Latinos were. And Dusty Baker was also... Whew, it's hot in here. These lights. Was also quoted as saying, "I can't breathe. Suntan Superman, help the cracker. Tell him the weather."
Oh, I'm tripping sometime, man. It's kind of nippy in here to me. Anyway, nippy in here. Outside is hot. Outside is hot as hell. So let me tell you this right here. Learned this a long time ago from my daddy. Don't worry about my minimatologist board in the shop getting fixed. When I get the board fixed, I get it back on there. Old family tradition. It's gonna rain.
It's gonna rain today?
I ain't say it's gonna rain today. Sooner or later it's gonna rain. Everybody know that. Man.
Why aren't you wearing a shirt? Why is it this
Man, they said we didn't have to wear a shirt. I've been doing the weather, man, taking care of the weather stuff. My family, my brothers and nephews and uncles take care of the weather.
I feel you. I got you.
All right,
Okay.
all right.
Traffic
All right,
conditions.
all right, all right.
Traffic conditions with the weather right now. It's like It's messed up out there because it's fog and smog and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like on the way up here, we couldn't hardly see nothing 'cause it's smog, fog, everywhere around us, thick like fatback. You know what I'm saying? Fog everywhere outside the car. Couldn't see.
The fog was inside the car. That was what we meant.
No. On a more serious note, ladies and gentlemen, we sat around earlier in the writers' meeting trying to find something funny to end off this show, and we came across this. At Vengeance, this coming up Sunday, Stephanie McMahon versus Sable. Ladies and gentlemen, it just doesn't get any funnier than that. Thank you for watching Weekday Update.
Do the damn thing.
This has been TNA Weekday Update.
The following contest for TNA Xplosion 6-man tag team action. About to make their way to the ring, the team of David Young, Kid USA, and the Bear.
Talk about an odd
Trio.
Right, we can't call them the odd couple. That's New Jack and Shark Boy, but check out this team. There's Abyss, that big 6'8", 300+ pound monster, brought to TNA by Kid Cash. David Young on the right and Kid USA on the left. JB?
And their opponents, they are the team of BG James, Ron, the Truth Killings, and Conan.
How about the Truth? Ron Killings. What an entrance this trio makes, and what a response from the crowd here at the TNA Asylum. They just love BG James, Conan, and the Truth.
We're going to have to, I mean, these guys have become cult favorites at TNA with their comedy routines. They're great entertainers, and they can wrestle a little bit, too.
Now, what is it, Weekday Update?
Yeah, I love it.
With TNA style.
Nobody's safe with these three, Mike, and you and I found that out the hard way.
And K Diddle Diddle has asked for the microphone. Good, great times upcoming.
Let me introduce to you the 3 Live crew. This right here is B Jizzle, a.k.a. the Trailer Park Gangsta. This is K Diddle. Over here is Ron the Truth Killings, the Suntan Superman, a.k.a. Black Elvis. But what I want to know is, where my dogs at? Where they at? Yeah. Yo, let me speak on this. Órale! Arriba la raza! Let's do the damn thing!
Hey,
I guess that says it all.
They are entertaining, I'll tell you that.
I want to remind you about our website, NWATNA.com. So many new features to the TNA pay-per-views, to our website as well. If you click on NWATNA.com, find out about the Frequent Buyers Club, where you can get all sorts of one-of-a-kind items for watching the TNA pay-per-views. Join our mailing list.
As far as I'm concerned, Mike, that's where your computer should be when you turn it on.
That's it.
It should turn on to NWATNA.com.
Join our mailing list. You'll get emails with all the upcoming events. New merchandise available at NWATNA.com. How about that CD with the ring entrance music, new t-shirt designs? Plus, if you're ever interested in finding out a listing of the matches, schedules for the replays on DirecTV, as well as columns from Jeremy Borash and myself, check it out, NWATNA.com.
David Young there, he's a little confused with
was it
the trio. Oh!
I'm not sure if it was confusion or frustration.
Or, Abyss just kind of looked at him there with a blank stare.
Go. The IWA promotion. He was their World's Heavyweight Champion, World's Tag Team Champion, Intercontinental Champion. How about this? Wins in singles matches over Scott Hall and Rick Steiner. How impressive is that?
No kidding.
Uh-oh.
Oh, man, he's got him. Oh, he's got them both.
He's got both of them goozled.
No, there's the experience paying off right there.
Looked like he was going to go for the double choke slam, but that's broken up, and Ron the Truth Killings hits the axe kick to the back of Abyss. BG James drops down with the knee. Goes for the lateral press. Here's the cover. Didn't even get a one count for referee Kurt Herron.
He threw him off. He threw BG James off of him like a bag of potato chips. Kid USA wanting to get in that ring.
Almost
look at this.
That's one way to come in.
It's called a tag.
I don't think
In
I've
Abyss's language, it is.
ever seen anyone bring their partner into the ring quite like that.
Now, what's he doing? Is he leaving? The Abyss has just walked out of the building.
What's the story behind that? He's walking up the ramp. And
wait a minute.
where's David Young going?
David Young's walked out of the building. They've left Kid USA out to dry. Oh, no.
Not exactly the teamwork we were expecting, or I'm sure as far as Kid USA. Not what he thought when he signed this contract. Sends Killings into the corner, and Killings float over.
Look at that athleticism, and boom, there's the teamwork coming in by Conan.
Punctuated with the clothesline by Conan.
This kid, I'm sorry, but he is hung out to dry, in trouble, Mike. Look at this. Whoa, what a kick!
You see the extension that time on the kick by Killings? 3 count, academic.
The winners of the match, the team of Conan from the Truth Killings and BTK.
The best 2 hours of wrestling today. Look out, McMahon. Your competition just showed up. Wrestling the way it's supposed to be. NWA Total Non-Stop Action Wrestling. Catch what the wrestling world is buzzing about. It's the most exciting 2 hours on television. See NWA Total Non-Stop Action Wrestling. Only on pay-per-view.
You can live your whole life in darkness and not realize it until a light shines upon you. Such was my life as I waited for an opportunity to arise, as I waited for that which you call tradition to show me the way. But I finally saw the light. With a clarity as strong as the rays of the sun, I came to know that sports entertainment was the path to the goals that I had set for myself. And now, my mission is clear to me. I must go forth and lead the unenlightened to the promised land. Lead the unenlightened. And those who do not follow me shall be cut down like weeds from the garden. And that is the gospel, according to the fallen angel.
Well, we certainly are anxiously anticipating the return of the fallen angel, Christopher Daniels. Another return we are anxiously anticipating is the return of Raven. This Wednesday night, we will see the return of Raven, and after what has happened over the last couple of weeks with Father James Mitchell and the franchise Shane Douglas, you can bet Raven has his sights set on Father James Mitchell and, of course, the franchise.
What a strange and unique situation this is. Of course, the history with all three of these men dating back to their days in ECW, and I think so much of it revolves around the fact that Shane Douglas is upset that after 10 years ago he threw down the NWA World's title belt, that someone like Raven thinks that it's still a big deal. Raven still feels like it would be quite a career accomplishment to be NWA World's Heavyweight Champion, and I think that's really bothering Shane Douglas and Father James Mitchell.
And speaking of the World Heavyweight Championship, later on the broadcast, AJ Styles, D'Lo Brown, one-on-one, and a very controversial ending. Do we have a new World Heavyweight Champion? We will wait and see. We'll show you what happens later on in the broadcast. Well, this last Wednesday night, we've certainly seen New Jack and Shark Boy, the odd couple of Total Nonstop Action, as you have dubbed them. This last Wednesday night, Shark Boy faced Don Harris of the Harris Brothers in a one-on-one matchup, and certainly things did not look good for Shark Boy, but as a result of what happened in this match we're going to see right now, Shark Boy and New Jack will be teaming up to go against the Harris Brothers this Wednesday night. Let's take a look back at what happened. Shark Boy, Don Harris, one-on-one from TNA Total Nonstop Action.
And I think Ron Harris is even frustrated now. Ron getting up here on the ring apron.
Andrew Thomas.
Shark Boy.
Oh, he runs for
Whoa!
Great job, Ron caught him unawares.
Uh-oh. Heavy D's got him. Gonna take him up.
Whoa!
Choke slam down. And the pin. That's academic.
The winner of the match, Don Harris.
Oh, you know what's going to happen now.
Yeah, this physical mismatch
No, wait a minute.
is going to be followed up by the H-bomb. H-bomb, they planted him. And now they're going to get the mask.
There's no way he can fight both of them off.
He's trying to fight him, but there's just no way. You're right.
He's got the mask.
They got the mask off of him.
He's got it.
I'm going to take a look and see what...
All right.
He outsmarted him. Shark Boy had a game plan.
Now they see it.
He had a mask underneath the mask.
Oh, he lost the match, but he won the war, Mike.
And he's going to fishtail out of the ring again.
As far as I'm concerned, Shark Boy's victorious.
Shark Boy stays one step ahead of the Harris brothers. All right.
It's the most exciting 2 hours on television. NWA Total Non-Stop Action Wrestling. Witness these incredible athletes take professional wrestling to a whole new level. You're not going to see this kind of action anywhere else. Order NWA Total Non-Stop Action live every Wednesday night.
That's amazing!
Exclusively on pay-per-view.
Bienvenidos nuevamente a Explosión, donde cada semana ven ustedes lo mejor de la lucha libre, NWA TNA.
Y Armando, este miércoles en el Asylum de TNA. Jerry Lynn contra Justin Credible.
Did you guys not get the memo?
What do you mean?
This is Xplosion. It's my mic, and it's in English.
Well, I mean, I think we all understand that Explosion's in English, but I thought this would be a great opportunity to not only introduce Armando Quintero, one half of our Spanish broadcast team, but also let everyone know that the NWA TNA pay-per-views every Wednesday, not only available in English commentary with myself and Don West, but also in Spanish with Conan and Armando Quintero.
Well, I guess if you could, tell him, welcome to Xplosion from me, from Jeremy.
De Jeremy, bienvenidos a Xplosion.
And tell him he's with Conan, the broadcast.
Yes.
Tell him hello from Jeremy. Tell him Conan hello.
Y también de Jeremy, hola a su compañero Conan.
He can't understand English, can he?
What?
Tell him nice watch. It was Rolex. I've never heard of that. Is that a knockoff?
JB.
Nice shirt. Dollar General having a sale. What is this? 1978? 78 issue right there.
Actually, I bought it in 1981. Thanks for asking.
Wait, Armando, come back. I was just kidding.
Let's start off with favorite opponent.
Ric Flair.
Favorite match specifically?
There's more than one.
If you can narrow it down to one.
Probably Great American Bash 1990.
Dusty Rhodes.
One of the most charismatic, if not the most charismatic wrestler ever.
Eric Bischoff.
I know what I want to say. I'm just trying to think of short terms to put it in. You got to give credit where credit is due. Period. I mean, people rip him up too, but you know what? Bottom line is he's the one that got Nitro going, and in the beginning he was a huge part of its success.
Roddy Piper.
Talented character.
Bret Hart.
Great finishing hold.
The Ultimate Warrior.
Very bizarre.
Vince McMahon.
Best chess player of all time.
Wow, tough to top that for an answer. Hulk Hogan.
Best chess player of all time.
1 and 1A?
There'll never be another Hulk Hogan. The Michael Jordan of wrestling is Hulk Hogan.
Randy Savage.
One of my favorite characters of all time.
What are your thoughts on the impact that the internet has had on professional wrestling in the past couple of years?
you know, it's good and bad. It really is. It just, I really stopped paying attention to the internet. Even when most everybody was writing, you know, really good things about me, there's always going to be those that just want to rip you up. And, you know, there's so many people, and every now and then somebody will say, hey, did you hear what so-and-so said? And they'll read me this little thing that they got. And it's just like, they just rip and tear it to shreds so much of the time. And it's like, the people that do that, and some of them just, that's the only thing they know how to do is just to rip it up. It's like, why do you watch? Why do you watch? You watch it because you love it. So start talking positive about it.
The final edition of Monday Nitro.
Actually, I had some tears in my eyes because the last match, maybe forever, with Ric Flair, and I knew it at the time, and I knew that, you know, maybe this was the end, period.
The best 2 hours of wrestling today. Look out, McMahon. Your competition just showed up. Wrestling the way it's supposed to be. NWA Total Non-Stop Action Wrestling. Catch what the wrestling world is buzzing about. It's the most exciting 2 hours on television. See NWA Total Non-Stop Action Wrestling. Only on pay-per-view.
Well, it's main event time here on Xplosion, and before we go to AJ Styles versus D'Lo Brown for the World Heavyweight title, I want to run down what you're going to be seeing this Wednesday night, among other things. We're going to be seeing the Harris Boys take on the unlikely duo of New Jack and Shark Boy together as a tag team in their first tag team match together as a team. Also, you're going to see the return of Raven this Wednesday night. What will happen when legend Vince Russo and Jeff Jarrett are all in the same building after what we saw this last Wednesday night? An incredible beatdown. Jarrett taken away from the building once again. Now, this Wednesday night, what will we see out of this match? AJ Styles versus D'Lo Brown for the World Heavyweight title. Mike, it was a great battle.
So much intrigue going into this match when you consider that AJ Styles and D'Lo Brown were forming one of the top tag teams here in TNA. And it was almost a case, I guess, this past Wednesday with the World's Heavyweight title on the line of teacher in D'Lo Brown versus student in AJ Styles. Certainly controversy surrounding the finish of this match.
Well, they say good friends, bitter enemies. AJ Styles, D'Lo Brown, the World Heavyweight title. Let's take a look back at all the events that led up to this big World Heavyweight title match, and then we will show you the match itself and the very controversial ending. Do we have a new World Heavyweight champion, or was AJ Styles able to hold on to the belt? Let's take it back to this last Wednesday night.
And as you look at the numbers, you'll see the obvious size advantage for the challenger, D'Lo Brown, in addition to the experience edge that he has. Teacher versus student because they're former tag team partners. Russo versus the Equalizers, what we've been promised. Will it be the Styles Clash, or will it be the lowdown with a new World's Heavyweight champion? Here is the challenger, D'Lo Brown, a man who certainly deserves this title shot, Don.
Absolutely, Mike TNA. This guy has been fantastic from the moment he showed up at TNA. The crowd loves him. He's earned it, and in fact, he's earned it for the fact that AJ turned on him weeks ago. D'Lo's got his chance for some revenge.
Yeah, think back 2 weeks ago, that impromptu cage match between these two, with Russo's repeated interference. And here's the champ. It was back on June the 11th that this man, the phenomenal AJ Styles, captured the NWA World's Heavyweight title, winning a three-way match over Jeff Jarrett and Raven, when Vince Russo's guitar shot led to AJ Styles' style clash on Jarrett. What a history between these two over the course of the past couple of months, Don, and it finally comes to a head tonight with the World's Heavyweight title at stake.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is sanctioned sanctioned by the National Wrestling Alliance in cooperation with Total Nonstop Action Entertainment Incorporated. When the bell rings, the man in charge, TNA official, Mr. Andrew Thomas. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the world-famous TNA Asylum in Music City, USA, it's time for your NWA Heavyweight Championship bout of the evening. Introducing first of all, the challenger. Hailing from Chicago, Illinois, he weighs in at 280 pounds. And is the #1 contender for the NWA Heavyweight Championship of the world. This is D'Lo Brown.
And he promised us an equalizer as well.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing from Gainesville, Georgia, he weighs in at 215 pounds and is the current reigning and defending heavyweight champion of the world, AJ Styles.
Wait a minute, D'Lo's grabbing the mic.
Before we get this party started, I'm gonna make this short and sweet. For the better part of a year, Vince Russo's been running around here like a rooster in heat. And I told you I was gonna have an equalizer in my corner. But you know what? I'm just gonna show it to you. Ladies and gentlemen, here's my equalizer.
Who's it gonna be?
And wait a minute, security.
I guess what's it gonna be should have been the question.
Yes, there's the equalizer. Russo's chained in the small cage.
Yeah, the weasel cage, appropriately enough.
Oh!
And look at Russo trying to fight to get out of that cage. See, red shirt security bringing the quote-unquote equalizer out to the ramp.
AJ trying to get him out. AJ, you don't have time for that.
Oh.
You got a heavyweight match.
Yeah, you can't lose your focus at this point in time.
We'll see what kind of a champion AJ is. He's going to have to redirect his thoughts immediately, Mike, and get right into the fact that he doesn't have Russo there to help him. Just taunting him.
Styles off.
Oh, right into the rail.
Speared him right into the steel.
As AJ was trying to walk away, D'Lo just timed it perfectly. Didn't do an unnecessary dive or anything. He just timed it right into the rail.
And this really has to be driving Vince Russo nuts. The fact that he's so close, right on top of this situation, right on top of the scene.
AJ just slid into the rail, Mike.
And Russo can do nothing about it, and Styles, who slid underneath the steel rail. Oh! Nowhere to slide there. Impact to the clothesline from D'Lo Brown takes the champ down.
That's the teacher right there teaching the student, Mike. Great agility there by AJ Styles. Oh, look at the power of D'Lo Brown.
Here's the pin by D'Lo. Here's one. Here's two.
Mike, it's obvious to me that AJ is not the same person right now.
So Styles was going to fly, but put on the brakes. Decided against it.
You can see the cockiness kind of coming back to him. Oh, beautiful move by the champion, AJ. And he landed on his feet.
Did you see that?
That's why he's the champion, ladies and
Boy, if there's
gentlemen.
any way that we can take another look at that, we have to see this.
Look
Check
at
this out.
this. I was like doing the high jump in the Olympics.
Yeah, shades of the Fosbury flop, if you can remember the Fosbury flop.
1974.
Thank you. Wow. Talk about adding new moves to your offensive arsenal. It's just what we saw from the champ.
That was phenomenal.
Yes, she did. Trinity walked right by Russo on the ramp, immediately comes into the ring.
Oh, beautiful move there by Trinity, and D'Lo's down.
Twisting moonsault. Oh, no, not this way. No is right.
Not gonna happen.
D'Lo stops. Uh-oh. Put on the brakes, D'Lo. No contact with referee Thomas. Oh, referee Andrew Thomas nailed with the enziguri kick.
D'Lo took advantage of it.
First the power bomb.
Here it comes.
You know where he's headed next. D'Lo headed to the top.
Here he goes.
Oh, yeah.
Here it is.
Low down front splash. Caught him with the low down.
It's got it. Oh, the referee is down.
Yeah, Andrew Thomas down and out. What's this? Sonny Siaki?
Oh, wait a minute.
What does he have?
No, he just hit him with a cane of some sort.
Steel cane. Siaki lips by Siaki.
Coming to the aid of Russo.
I guess that answered some of the questions we've had about Siaki's allegiance.
That's right. Well, he said he was looking for... Here it goes.
Oh, frog splash off the top by the champ. 2.
The winner of the match, and still NWA Heavyweight Champion of the World,
AJ Styles, yes, he retains the NWA World's Heavyweight title. But think of the interference on the part of Trinity, on the part of Sonny Siaki. That was the difference maker, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah, AJ needed the help. As they let
Russo's out of the cage!
They're putting D'Lo in it!
Oh, come on!
Oh, this is turnabout right here!
They've unlocked the cage! Russo's out! D'Lo Brown's in the cage!
And if you'll notice, Russo's group is expanding every week as Sonny Siaki joins the fold!
Oh, they're taking out their frustrations, first with the baseball bat. Now they tip the cage over.
Vince Russo is totally out of control! Totally out of